You might want to use a random selection of gateways from your gateways providers as your routing strategy while using Wayfinder. Let's look at how you can utilize the random routing strategy with your Wayfinder. In this case here, you need to have access to the RIO mainnet instance just because we need to make use of all the gateways in the RIO network. And then you create your provider, the network gateways provider, which will bring out at least a list of 5 gateways. You might put this at 10 depending on your use case. But I think, and this is my personal opinion, you need to most likely put less than 10, because if you put a bigger number, it gets a bit slow, I think. Check those gateways. So something between 5 and 20 is largely enough. But hey, this doesn't mean you can't put more than that. It depends. We have 600 plus gateways in the RIO network. So why not utilize the number that you think suits whatever need you have? But you put a limit, because this is the number of gateways that will be provided to your routing strategy to choose from. So in this case, my routing strategy, which is going to be random routing strategy, is going to choose a random gateways from a list of 10 gateways that will be returned from the gateways provider. And for that, you need to install the RIO SDK, and you also need to install the Wayfinder Core SDK as well, just by default. So let's look at the strategy, and we shall export this strategy because we'll need it in our index.js file, which is our entry point. So I'm going to do random, and this is going to be equal to new random routing strategy. And then a couple of things you pass here. You can either pass gateways provider, right, and say, hey, here's my gateways provider, which in this case is network gateways provider. Yeah, and by passing your gateways provider, what will happen is random routing strategy is going to pick a random gateway to redirect your request to from the gateways that this gateways provider returns to you or returns to the application. So with that said, we save this file, we come to our index.js, we import it right here. So I'm just going to say random from random.js, right? And as easy as this, we shall see our request being redirected to a different gateway each time we run this. So we shall run it a couple of times so that you can confirm that it's getting redirected to one of the random gateways that have been provided from the network. So here, before we actually run this, I'm just going to do one last thing. I'll also import the RIO instance here, right? And do const RIO is going to be equal to RIO.mainnet, just like this. So I'm going to pass the RIO instance here. And yeah, after saving this like that, we need to run this and see what it outputs, right? And you'll see the gateways. We are using random routing strategies, and the gateways are being fetched from the RIO network. And this time, we have this long gateway here that has been fetched, right, or selected by the random routing strategy, and it's part of our gateways array. And if we run this another time, we'll see a different gateways being selected. Yeah, this time you can see is a different gateways. Let's run it one more time just to confirm that it's all working perfectly. And if you rerun this, you'll see again, yeah, this gateway here is selected. Yeah, I need to get a third gateway here. Let's try this time around. Yeah, we get now a different gateway, and all these gateways, as you can tell, they are being selected randomly from this list of gateways that is coming from our network provider, right? And that, as easy as that, you can use the random routing strategy and everything is going to work just fine. And just to specify one thing, in one of the upcoming releases of Wayfinder Core, you won't even need to pass the RIO instance to create Wayfinder client to have all this working perfectly. But for now, let's just work with that.